Well, we begin this Monday with a look at the day's top national headlines. The National Transportation Safety Board is in upstate New York this morning, investigating the deadliest auto crash in recent history. 20 people are dead after a stretch limousine blew through a stop sign and crashed into a parked SUV. A relative told CBS News that the victims in the limo had been on a wine tour celebrating a birthday. President Trump will hold a ceremony at the White House for his new Supreme Court justice tonight. Brett Kavanaugh was sworn in by Chief Justice John Roberts and retired Justice Anthony Kennedy over the weekend. Republicans and Democrats are hoping his contentious confirmation motivates their supporters to get to the polls in November's midterm elections. Tropical storm Michael is gaining strength in the Caribbean. It's threatening to hit the Gulf Coast of the U.S. by midweek, possibly as a Category 1 hurricane. Florida Governor Rick Scott declared a state of emergency in the Florida Panhandle. And off the Pacific coast of Mexico, Hurricane Sergio is sending powerful waves crashing into the Southern California coast. Heavy rain is expected later this week. Nearly a year after a controversial contract was awarded to a Montana electrical company to restore the power grid in Puerto Rico, Whitefish Energy still hasn't been paid for the work that was done. The company billed $142.2 million for its work in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. So far, they have been paid back $36.9 million, meaning they are still owed $105.5 million for their work. Many questioned how Whitefish Energy, a company with only 2 full-time employees, received the contract. Since the company is based in Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke's hometown, many accused the company of winning the job through political connections. The contract was eventually revoked after Whitefish Energy started working in Puerto Rico. According to Puerto Rico's power company, there was no corruption in the hiring of Whitefish Energy, and the work done by the company was reliable. A debate for Montana's U.S. Senate candidates that was canceled this past weekend has been rescheduled. The debate, which will be aired on MTM stations and Yellowstone Public Radio, will now be held Saturday, October 13th in Bozeman. It will be the second and likely final broadcast debate between Democratic U.S. Senator Jon Tester and his Republican challenger, Matt Rosendale. Libertarian Rick Breckenridge also has been invited and is expected to attend. The debate was supposed to take place this past Saturday, but was canceled because Senator Jon Tester was in Washington, D.C. for the Kavanaugh vote. Saturday's hour-long debate will be aired on MTN stations at 6 p.m. October 13th. The candidates will field questions from a panel of journalists from MTN and Yellowstone Public Radio. In the upcoming election, Montana voters will consider an initiative that would require new hard rock mines to provide evidence their operations won't require permanent water treatment. MTN's Jonathan Ambarian talked to supporters and opponents of the measure about what it could mean for the state.
Initiative 186 would put additional requirements on anyone applying for a hard rock mining permit. It would require the Montana Department of Environmental Quality to deny a mine permit unless the applicant shows clear and convincing evidence their plan will prevent water pollution without the need for permanent treatment of acid mine drainage or other contaminants. The campaign for I-186 has been led by conservation groups like Montana Trout Unlimited. They say it's an important step to protect Montana's water quality.
Clean water is important to aquatic and riparian and wildlife, as well as human life, public health, agriculture, ranching, outdoor recreation industry, and just our quality of life.
I-186 supporters point to cases like the Zortman-Landusky mine, where the state has had to pay millions after the costs of water treatment exceeded the reclamation bonds the company set aside.
It poses an ongoing, forever risk to clean water and ongoing expenses to the public, the state, federal government, and so I-186 is a simple legal solution to that.
But the opponents of I-186 say the state has already tightened its regulations to prevent cases like that from happening again.
So we think the people of Montana are being asked to vote for something that's being sold as for clean water, and it really isn't anything about clean water.
Opponents say the initiative will open all metal mines up to lawsuits that could delay or block their operations. They point to 3 specific mine proposals: the Black Butte copper mine in Marr County and the Rock Creek and Montanore mines in northwestern Montana that could be affected.
These mines will never be permitted if they have an additional hurdle to pass, an additional unclear language.
Opponents questioned whether any mine owner would be able to meet the higher evidence requirements in I-186.
We're either going to have mining and allow it under the most stringent mining requirements in the world, or we're not. And that's what's at stake with I-186.
Supporters of I-186 say they understand the value of mining and that this is only a way to ensure mines don't leave permanent costs behind.
This is not an attempt at gotcha lawmaking. This is simply about protecting clean water and requiring that our hard rock mining be more responsible.
In Helena, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.
Absentee ballots will be mailed to voters in Montana starting this Friday. Elsewhere, thousands of golden eagles made their flight to Bridger Bowl for one of the nation's largest annual eagle migrations. People in the Gallatin Valley got out their binoculars to spot birds who have made their way to the Treasure State. Eagle counting in the fall at the ski area dates back to 1991. One of the hosts, the Montana Raptor Conservation Center, brought their eagles, both big and small, to educate the public on the importance of local raptors. Very